that's
I
good.
I don't own anything. There are cars. Let's say there's a
That you have access to.
Correct.
Andrew Tate built an empire on unabashed materialism, constantly flexing an ultra-luxurious lifestyle as undeniable proof of his elite status. He turned that persona into a massive funnel, selling the dream of wealth through his courses, using a 50-car fleet as living receipts that his formula works and that he could make you just as rich. That is, until this week, when his own defense attorney effectively argued that Andrew's entire persona was little more than an elaborate marketing stunt. The infamous taunt, "What color is your Bugatti?" was never just an arrogant jab. It was a calculated psychological hook designed to get you to buy into his ecosystem.
What color is your Bugatti?
It's no secret he flaunted an armada of supercars and hypercars, even bragging that if he liked two different color options, he would simply buy both. Too bad you can't drive either color when you're locked behind bars. For anyone living under a rock, the brothers were detained in Miami roughly a month ago, facing an overwhelming slate of 59 serious charges, including human trafficking and rape, that carry the genuine threat of life behind bars. Their defense attorney, Joe McBride, has been pulling out all the stops to secure bail. Yet despite arguing that prosecutors lack concrete evidence, he still hasn't been able to spring them from custody. Now the defense strategy has shifted dramatically. His legal team is arguing that the Tate persona was merely a satirical caricature designed to farm views, engagement, and revenue. They're essentially claiming every controversial statement was just scripted performance art. For the die-hard fans who treated his word like scripture, this reality check has to sting. But the real kicker among these new defense claims, that Andrew didn't actually own the fleet he flexed, alleging the vehicles, Bugatti included, were all rentals. Still, there's likely some deliberate legal wordplay here. High net worth individuals rarely register hypercars in their personal names, opting instead for corporate trusts, a structuring move Tate publicly disclosed years ago.
I don't own anything. There are cars. Let's say there's a
That you have access to.
Correct. a trust in Singapore may own a percentage of a company in Dubai, which may have access to a car that I could borrow on a social media influence contract, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I don't own anything.
That's standard operating procedure for protecting multi-million-dollar assets and optimizing tax efficiency. Even Sneeko, despite their past feud and clowning Tate over his legal woes, came out calling the prosecution's angle absurd.
Apparently Tate's Bugatti's rented. Whoa, look, he rented the Bugatti. Dude, okay. You realize, like, this is how it's like a $5 million car, but this is just how every rich person operates. You buy expensive assets and then you get a corporation to rent it out to you, or you put it under a trust, or you put it in your family's name and then you pay yourself out. This is how every rich person operates. They have a S corp, and then they don't even take the money that they make from their business. Their business pays them out a salary and they're an employee under their business. This is how it works.
The receipts tell a different story too. The Bugatti features custom interior embroidery and personalized plates bearing his name, hardly the specs of a weekend loner. Add in the fact that he was seen thrashing it over rough gravel terrain, treatment no exotic rental agency on earth would tolerate, and the rental narrative starts to completely unravel. The math collapses just as fast. Renting a Chiron for 5 years at a standard $40,000 daily rate would run roughly $73 million for a machine that retails at roughly $5 million. It's an absurd claim on paper, and leaning on such a transparent contradiction could backfire heavily in front of a judge. Let me know your take in the comments. Hit subscribe for high signal breakdowns on internet culture and legal drama, and I'll catch you in the next one.